Hey y'all, and we back. This is Adria English. She is a young lady that been on a lot of platforms. Um, when I first saw her, she was on Lionel B platform, and she's suing P Diddy. She has a storyline, y'all. She has a storyline, but let me react to this. Let's go. Lionel B contact did. Yes, absolutely. Interview. Absolutely. Also a fan of Lionel B, like I was a fan of your show. Contacted me and wanted to interview. I said, Mike, I'm a fan. I watch All Access Viral Media already. Yes. I can't interview me. Same thing with Lionel B. I said, wow, I watch you, Lionel B. I can't believe you want me to interview. You do? For sure. We did the one interview, the numbers went crazy. Because Lionel B gave me money up front and rev share. I'm not doing anything for free. He gave me my back end deal. And so I said, well, after the numbers went up, I'm like, shit. Then he was like, let's do part two. That's when I was like, I'm going to put on a white dress and let him know. Let him see she Diddy and this motherfucker. Then after that went good, I was like, you know what? We doing good together. Why don't you just manage me? All these calls I'm getting, I'm too busy to answer. I'm driving, I'm over here, taking care of a son, dog, this and that, trying to stay cute. Why don't you manage me and air all the calls that coming out direct to you? You work out a deal and then let me know. I asked him. He said, I'm with it. He gave me a contract. We was locked in. I said, make it automatically renewable every year unless either party decides to cancel. I was happy with Lionel B. We had plans for January and all that. It wasn't until he put me on the live and had his girlfriend, weird ass, ugly ass, fat or skinny bitch, either fat or either one, and his weird ass sis think that they're gonna drop their cash apps in the middle of a live that has something to do with me, Misha, Jaguar, and Natanya. These bitches are irrelevant to the whole scenario, so I didn't understand it. And then he kept muting me. So I said, once you did that, you are not my manager. You're not working for me because you're working against me. You're working for the ops, and I really feel like he took a Diddy payout. Really. Higher B. Now, what's throwing me out with Andrea is she saying management. She wants someone to manage her. So when you manage her, she have to sign a contract and you have to pay her. But why are y'all managing her? So it making me seem is what's going on here? What's going on with this is but because she's not talking about P Diddy, it seems like they arguing, fussing and stuff. I don't understand this right here. It seems like it's a game now because y'all watching it and y'all running the numbers up. I know everybody, but if you can think you can manage me, I'm down. All right. Now, about me, I'm very spiritual, and I'm not. Even though my mom's from New Orleans, and I know that a lot of people that are into like voodoo and witchcraft and things like that. I practice in the spirit of God or the higher power. You call him Jah, Yeshua, the Most High. I call him, her. Really, I call her the Most High, and I say her because he gave up his butt. He got on. I gave up my butt. Get on. What you mean? I kind of had that interview with Justin Bieber, and he was like, the things that we're gonna do, we can't even discuss. About a minor. Adults around Justin, not Tail. Let's get on that. Why nobody say Justin? Why y'all didn't say Justin? Usher, what did he promise you to take him over there? And did you get it? Usher, did you get it? Skating ring around Vegas? Is that what he promised you you're gonna have? And now you got it? Y'all, is she talking about this right here? Just
Usher used to live with Diddy too. I don't understand how these parents letting these kids. Y'all know what this sound like? R. Kelly did the same thing. His parents let them girls come stay, let their daughters come live with him. Now here go these parents here and let their sons go live with Diddy. Is this what she talking about?
Do I regret it? For the fact that he wants to be called Cinco, right? I know that he probably has some, something with it. But I'm like, hey, you know what though? Do what you want, man. You're a dad. Sean Puffy comes for you. That's the crazy.
Okay, y'all. We back. Now close the screen door. Keep them flies out of here. Now look, y'all. We know Diddy had a flavor count. We know that. We don't heard Red talk about it. We don't heard so many folks talk about that flavor count, for music. Now, but Usher stayed over there as well. We already know that, right? And Diddy, not Diddy, alleged that Usher gave him the H, STD. In which we know that Usher's supposed to have the STD. Remember? Because, when we noticed that he started dating all these different women after he got the STD, he kept on sleeping with other women. And we kept on saying, hey, don't Usher's supposed to have the bag. But listen to this. He was on Shay's show.
I don't think I would be the artist that I am today without the experiences that I had in New York City. One, just being in a new place where I would have to adjust, right? I didn't have the comfort of home. I'm in New York City, and they was, done and sunning me to death, bro. And I was like, shout it, I don't know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? And we finna go over here, Like, they took me under their wing, you know what I'm saying? And looked at me like the little bruh. I think back to, the earlier times of being there when Bad Boy was formed. I learned something about business. I learned something about artist development in a different way. I learned something about culture. So having the ability to be around all these different cultures of people, it just helped me understand the world that I lived in.
So he manipulated them, educated them.
Be protected. I was like, yo, we're going to show you the real ropes. We'll show you what the world really looks like and give you a front seat. I'm looking at Biggie. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at Craig Mack. I'm looking at Onyx. We running in the streets. We literally out here. These experiences just readied me for life. So greater than just being an artist, that man helped me understand life. He helped me understand what it was to be an artist. He helped me understand what it was to be passionate about something. He helped me understand culture. He helped me understand business at a different level because I'm seeing him go from his independence to then becoming Puff Daddy. You know what I'm saying? Front row seat looking at that. Thank God. But mindful that their normal is different than our normal. And the access that they have is greater and grander. And the expectation is actually higher. That's the one thing that I have empathy for my children. Especially the ones, that I named my son Usher. So every time he's out, obviously, there's that.
Yeah, now see what we got to understand, y'all. Usher was a kid. Wants to be famous. And he didn't have a dad in his life. So Diddy grew him like a big brother on a fatherish style, even though he was in the flavor camp. So this is where Diddy starts with kids. So it is making me wonder what he do to his kids. If he start with somebody else's kids in his flavor camp. What y'all think? Y'all, Diddy never didn't regret, he did not acknowledge that he didn't live with Diddy. he acknowledged that he moved with Diddy because Diddy manipulated him physically, mentally, and socially. He just all of a sudden I just started talking like that. Because I feel sorry for Usher at that time when Usher was young. I was like, what mom let her child go stay with somebody they just know them through music? I mean, because that son want to be famous. But look at Usher.
To New York City, and I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year. That's the. Do you understand what that's like? Puffy's. I got a chance to see some things. Yeah, but what were you saying? Right. And I didn't understand what I was even looking at. It was. So nobody tried. Things taking place. And I didn't necessarily understand. Biggie Cher, Lil Kim, Craig Mack, all these people, all Evans, Joey. I actually stayed up longer than them. Like a living dad now.
Don't know what's going on with now, but be honest with you. Usher did say he wouldn't take his kid over to Diddy house. He did say that. I don't know if he really took Justin's over there, Beavers over there, but it was allegedly that he did take Beavers over to Diddy house. You know what I mean? But let's look at Adrian is no longer, she's a free agent now, and she won. If anybody wants, she's not going to talk free, and she's not going to talk about the case because she is suing Diddy. But she was on the guy show, but that, and she at that particular time, she was under a contract with Lionel. Okay? So I guess Lionel must have let her go because she's a free agent now, y'all. I thought this was about the P. Diddy thing. But let's listen to this.
Babies for him. She has a scar that goes from right here to her neck down to the end of her belly.
From who?
From the home doctor that came to the house to take the babies out of her. It's one of the fathers, and then she had a threesome with Nelly and Diddy, and she don't know which sperm made it in her, but Diddy's been raising or took both of the babies. A child in her own personal life, and she had it naturally through her vagina, and the doctors asked her, why does she have this big, long C-section scar? Body is made to have kids naturally. That's because they cut the babies out of her. Detector test, we got that coming for y'all. Shout out to my boy and my manager Lionel B. We doing that on our next one. It's gonna be me and Michonne there together. We doing send a professional lie detector to test in her home state. We got the camera crew following her. They're gonna ask her all the questions. So we can show she didn't want to talk to nobody. I hear you. Lionel B is trying to manage us or pimp us or guide us or tell us what to say. No. Lionel B had his platform before he ever met me. He contacted me like everybody else, and I was a fan of Lionel B, and I said, I would do your platform. And our numbers did so well, I asked him to manage me. And then I told him I am in direct contact with my girl Misha.
But now he's not managing her. Now, y'all, Adrian brought up the movie Blink Twice. Blink Twice is where they got this young. I'm gonna let this young lady break it down for you, okay? Because I checked it out, but she could tell you really what this film all about. But Adrian allegedly supposed to be in it. They made the movie, but it seemed like I know they groomed. But let's listen. Let's listen to this.
From writer-director herself, Zoe Kravitz.
See, Blink Twice is a situation where the man had the power at first, okay? And allegedly the woman took back the power and got power over what happened to her.
Was more of a feeling. I've been describing it like an itch that I wanted to scratch. And normally, if I have a feeling that I want to exercise, I will either, watch a certain film or listen to a certain album or find some way to satisfy the feeling. And I think I was having a feeling that I had nowhere to put. There wasn't a song, there wasn't a film, there wasn't an answer to this thing I was feeling. And so the answer was to create the thing myself. And so I started to write. And I think it was just a combination of frustration and rage and curiosity and humor.
And y'all, she's speaking on the movie Blink Twice, the movie that Adrian was talking about, y'all. It's more like to me that the man had the power and the lady took the power to me, allegedly. She was going through a lot.
And wanting a place to put all those things. And yeah, slowly it became what is now Blink Twice. Interested in is the concept of power, and we're so drawn to it. It's part of human nature, and it's something that we want, and it's something that also controls us and destroys us. And in order for someone to be on top, somebody has to be on the bottom, and so it's oppressive by nature. And I was just fascinated with the concept of it. What people are willing to do to get it. What do people do once they have it? How do people change once they have it? And so the concept of power was the thing that brought me to the story.
Now, we're going to go back here to Adria. That's what she's speaking on, that movie. Okay?
Want to talk. She wanted to remain Jane Doe because every time she called a lawyer and tried to tell him her story, nobody will take her. But everybody want to get all the details so they can write their own independent book. They already made the movie Blink Twice about us telling. She gave them the rights and the information back. That she gave the lawyers information, and they made the movie Blink Twice.
Now that's what allegedly. She said when she speak, she said that's not allegedly. But she's saying that now you heard what the young lady just said about Blink Twice now, right? The movie Blink Twice. But did you just hear what Adria just said about Blink Twice? Saying that they took what she was saying about Blink Twice. That ain't what that lady just told us, is it? That's not what that lady, but why would she make this up? People, she can't make this up. I just let y'all hear what the lady said about Blink Twice. Okay?
And then can you
Now, I don't. This is not Misha on this table, okay? That's not Misha. You can look at the skin complexion, and this is a foreign lady, okay? But listen to Adrian.
Oh, there's multiple. That's not Misha. No, that's not. He had multiple parties with multiple tables. It was 3 or 4 girls on a table per party. Y'all two on the table. You guys not showing her picture on the table. That picture that they showing, the other one with the girl with the black hair, the other picture, that's Misha. The other one when she crying because she's yelling out, "I'm only 13." Courtney Burgess, he confirmed that Misha was on the table.
what about that?
Now Jane Doe supposed to be allegedly Misha, okay? And she supposed to be suing Sean Combs, Harvey Pierre. This is her alleged copy of her. Unless they talking about, no, I'll take that back. It's this Cassie. See, we don't know who Jane Doe is. Jane Doe could be anybody. Jane Doe could be anybody.
Misha has not had a lawsuit because no lawyer will take her.
So she didn't have a law. She didn't have a law. She didn't. So that's not Jane Doe. It's Jane Doe. It's not Misha. Misha, I apologize. Cause a lawyer wanna separate y'all. It's something about her story that can get they not feeling comfortable with. Not enough of something. Not enough of alibi or whatever.
I filed my lawsuit in the Southern District Court in New York City back in July of this year. My court is on my case pending is 114 pages. Y'all can go read it.
No, this is
Oh,
yours
wait.
is this one. But there,
Contacted her though, but those are her. That's her image in those particular photos right there. Yes.
so this Jane Doe.
She might be telling the truth about what she said in that complaint, but those photographs in those complaints are my homegirl Misha. Unblur the face. They will see it's Misha's face.
Y'all, this is so confusing. Fusion. Lina said that this is Misha's lawsuit. I don't know who's telling the truth, y'all. I don't know. But this young lady just admit that is Misha in the picture. But this is not her lawsuit. So, Adrian, but how is it going to not be her lawsuit if those her pictures? See, it got to be whoever lawsuit. That's the person on the picture who's suing him. And if you saying that's Misha on the pictures, that's her lawsuit then, right, y'all? Can't make this up.
Out a lawsuit.
So maybe he
There was a police report back in 2012 and they sealed it. It's about in the Epstein case. She got paid in the Epstein case because she was on Epstein Island. And she told him about Diddy and stuff and they sealed his part.
so because
I was afraid to come out. She was never going to come forward. I made Misha come forward.
so she
Everybody, if there's a lawyer who's not afraid to take her pleas, when she talks about the prince and a lot of the presidents, they get too scared to take her.
how is
To be honest, I really don't know who's telling the truth. Now, this girl act like to me that she's telling a story. You know, she's telling her own story. Zoe, I may be saying her name wrong. Zoe Kravetis. I ain't gonna play with that name, okay? But she is Blink Twice and directing fiance Channing Tatum. Now, her father is a rock and roll royalty, and her mother is a famous actor. Let's hear from this. Let's see what's going on.
Brooklyn, I mean, it feels very neighborhoody, you know?
It's a hot day in her hometown.
Oh, it's a star, y'all. She is a star. Our family is famous. Okay. Wow. How did her story get mixed up with their story?
Producer, and now for the first time, director.
Nice to meet you, Frida. We're going to my island for a few days.
It felt like with this story specifically, it was so clear in my mind and so specific in tone that I didn't feel comfortable just passing it on to somebody else to direct.
Is it parties of Slater King?
With drugs and well, she thought it was. And she's got to figure out what's going on and get out of there. I don't want her to speak over your line.
The foray into filmmaking is not much of a surprise considering her roots.
Oh my God. This is awesome. This is Lisa Bonet's daughter. Y'all, this is interesting. She played on the Bill Cosby show, Lisa Bonet, when she was young. Oh my God. Look at here, y'all.
Became famous as Denise Huxtable on The Cosby Show.
See, that shit go right there. There go her mom. And they trying to say that Blink Twice came from them. And that's her dad, y'all. I know this girl through television. Wow. This is interesting. Now let's get back to Blink Twice. Y'all, this girl came up with that movie. This girl, no. Blink Twice, no. She did that. She did this movie. This girl did that. I don't know what they talking about. I don't know what Adrian talking about. Wow. No, I'm gonna keep on digging until I find out. It's not about P. Diddy. It's about Epstein Island. Oh, this was about. It's a comparison between Channing Tatum character in Blink Twice and Jeffrey Einstein, clarifying that the film story is a metaphor, not based on real events. A lot of things happened on. See, Einstein. That was my first. This is my first time hearing about this man, not him, but even the movie, y'all. So it's about Epstein, Allen. Now, one of the girls alleged that she was on the app, Epstein. I hope I'm saying that name right, Allen. Okay, and they said when asked whether Slater not being inspired by anyone in particular can represent more of the monsters that the public is not aware of, Kravitz said agreed. So yeah, it is a metaphor. It's not a literal. So that Epstein situation. So the movie is based on Epstein Island, okay? Situation. That particularly place and person, that documentary or whatever it was, came out not even halfway through writing Blink Twice. And she explained. She further explained why she set the film on an island. But again, I set this on the island because I want to isolate the characters and have them deal with this situation. I was thinking about, again, the Garden of Eden and Lord of Flies. And I'm not just also talking about powerful men at that level. It could be your husband. It could be the man down the street that following you home. It could be your boss. It could be a family member. There's power on different levels and abuse of power on different levels. And so, how do you encapsulate this big idea into specific characters and try to find a way to make it relatable? Sorry about that, y'all. And people connect that to a specific thing. But that's not the way it was, though, about, if that makes sense. This is part right here is important. I'll put this out there for you all because I had to dig this up. In order for me to believe people, I have to find out stuff, okay? The subject matter is so ancient. It's power, the oppression of women. It's the most basic thing in the world. I'm talking about the Garden of Eden and the serpent of knowledge. And and I'm starting way back at the very beginning, and yet it feels so current. I don't know. It seems like when she tells this story, she's telling those young ladies to story without telling those young ladies stories. Now the subject matter is so ancient, it's power. I said that, and right here it said, I'm talking about the Garden of Eden and the serpent of knowledge. Um, I'm starting way back at the very beginning, and yet it feels so curved, which is really interesting. And she went on to say, which it may be why I felt like this should be written out about, okay? But when you're writing about something that is still so alive that it keeps changing, and you have to keep adapting in terms of the culture and the characters and behavior is acceptable. What's a red flag now? What is in the character consciousness in terms of, girl, don't get on that plane with that guy? Haven't you read the news lately? Listen to her, y'all. She telling y'all stuff. And so if it was cool things to have keep on keeping up with the times. Wow. But listen to this. She add this, y'all. I Cravit added that at the same time, nothing was changing. And stories have continued to break about powerful men. Now that's when P. Diddy came in and other powerful men abusing that power. I guess. Allegedly. These stories would break about these people, and everyone wants to act all shocked and trying to say y'all acting all shot about, a lot of people trying to act all shot about what's going on. And my whole thing was, you're shocked that powerful men are abusing their power. This is a shock to you. And it being so important to make it clear that it is not about anyone in particular, and boiling down that we're really talking about in this film. Two people is problematic. I abstain. That this story is so personal to her in terms of exploring what it feels like to be a woman. And of course, when I'm talking to my girlfriends, we all have similar experiences. But when you go outside of your circle, it can be a little scary. Okay? I remember talking to Naomi Apke about our relationship with power and what it feels like being told to be invisible. And it was relief to realize, oh, you vibe with this. Wow. This where the movie allegedly supposed to have been about. Jeffrey Epstein. He's not living now, okay? And this was his indictment, same as it put you in it was a sealed indictment similar to Diddy. This is what he was doing. Sex trafficking, conspiracy. Yes. So this what the story is supposed to be about. Okay? What happened on his island? Okay? And I'm just gonna go through it like this. Let y'all see someone. They said that everything. He had minor girls to visit his mansion, in Palm, in Manhattan. Come on now, New York. Come on, New York. Okay. New York residents. Come on, y'all. Palm Beach. Wow. And they talk about his victim. I'm just going to scroll through. I'm not going to read all of this. Stop, camper. Please stop. Okay, they put right here the victim described hearing were as young as 14 years old. At the time, they were abused by Jeffrey Epstein. The defendant were, for various reasons, often particularly vulnerable to exploitation. Epstein intentionally sought out minors and knew that many of the victims were in fact under the age of 18, including because in some instances minor victims expressed